before we get started, let's run through some definitions. Let's remind ourselves everything that we've been doing, okay? So, who can tell me what is pollination? What is pollination?
Pollination is the action from a pollinator have the take pollen and then flies away.
Pollination does not always need a pollinator, okay? That's the one thing to remember. We don't always need a pollinator, but it's the action of moving pollen from one plant to another. What parts of the plant are involved in pollination? Kent, Mr. Kent, parts of the plant are needed for pollination?
The ovule.
The ovule, okay.
It gets the seed in and to reproduce.
Okay, so is that a part of the pollination cycle?
No.
No, okay. What part of the cycle is that? Is the ovule used in? Tell me one part of the plant is used in pollination. Tell me the name of a plant part used in pollination.
The stems, the flower.
The flower, okay. So what role does the flower play?
It reproduces.
Hermione, tell me one part of the plant used in pollination.
Petal.
The petal, okay. What role does the petal play?
The colorful petal attracts pollinator.
Lily, nation. Please tell me, Lily. Tell me one.
The pistil.
Pistil, okay. What role does the pistil play?
Sticks the pollen from the pollinator or the other thing that pollinates.
Rosie, can you tell me one part of the plant that is used in pollination?
The name of the male part.
Yes. Okay, Emily, tell me the name of a male part of the flower. What does the anther do? And so we have the anther and it keeps the pollen. The anther is involved because it makes pollen stick to a pollinator, okay? What's a female part of the flower part that's used in pollination? Elsa?
The ovary.
The ovary, okay. What's the ovary got to do with pollination?
The ovary takes in the pollen and fertilizes it into seeds.
So is that fertilization or pollination?
Fertilization.
Yeah, okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to pollination. P, tell me one thing. Tell me a part of the female part of the flower that's used in pollination.
I think it's a stigma. No.
Yeah, the stigma. Yeah, cool. What does the stigma do?
The stigma contains the stigma it is the.
Okay, so pollination is, so for everyone, let's do this one more time, okay? So, this is a flower, my head is a flower. The wind or a pollinator will come to my head, will drink nectar on my head, will walk around my head, and will get pollen stuck to it. It will then fly to the other flower with the pollen stuck to it, and the pollen will go from one flower to the other. The pollen starts in the anther, goes to the stigma. Transfer from the anther to the stigma is pollen from one plant to another through some form of pollination such as wind or a pollinator, okay? So it goes from anther to stigma. Okay, what parts of the plant are used for fertilization? Of the plant or flower used in fertilization. Okay, Mr. Monkey.
Style.
The style. What does the style do?
It transfers the pollens from the stigma down to the ovule.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, what's another part of the flower used in fertilization? Monkey just had the answer. Then we're going to pick on B. B's the style.
Ovule. The ovule.
Ovule, yeah. Yeah, so fertilization is the transfer of pollen down the style into the ovule where the eggs are. Okay, if you could say one sentence to describe what fertilization is, how would you describe it?
Fertilization is the process that pollen comes down and make a new seed. Fertilization is the process when male and female parts of a plant fuse together to make a seed.
Yeah, perfect. It's almost if you said it out of my mouth. So fertilization is when the male part and the female part fuse together to make a seed. Pollen meets the egg, come together, makes a little flower baby called the seed. Okay? That's what fertilization is. Pollination comes first. It's the transfer of pollen from one plant to another. Fertilization is the pollen going down the plant, mixing with the seed, fusing with the seed. So, who can explain what reproduction is?
Reproduction is when some living thing born their child.
Let's just make something again, okay? When reproduction is the process of making something again. In the process of a plant, the reproduction, the form of reproduction is a seed. Two people coming together, the outcome is a baby, two dogs, a puppy, two cats, a kitten. Perfect. What does a plant do to help disperse its babies or its seed? Bill. Yeah, how does it move a seed? What does a plant do to help move the seeds?
Animal eat the seed.
Animal eats the seeds. What does the animal eat to eat? It eats what? Begins with F.
Fruit.
Yeah, fruit. Right, cool. So a plant's going to make fruits in order to move the seeds. A plant doesn't exactly call up Grab and say, excuse me, can you please deliver this seed to somewhere else where there's not going to be any seeds? That would be really good for me. Thanks very much. Yeah, and the Grab driver is going to say, okay. So, Laura, what are some other ways that plants get their seeds to move to different places? Wind, yes, that's a good one. Kent, what's another way?
That is will get the seed down to the soil.
Yes to this one. One thing we haven't really covered in class is the concept of annual and perennial plants. Plants that like consistently grow, but some plants will basically they'll die every year. When these plants die, what they can do is they can disperse their seeds. Some seeds, they are held within the tops of plants. So when the plant withers and dies, it does actually fall and just go into the ground. Yes, Bill, I can see rain. Thank you, Bill. Rain. Yes, you are right. It's not something we've actually spoke about, but yes, you are correct. Okay, good job. You got lucky there. Bill, tell me about rain.
The rain will fall down to the plants, and it will move the seed to the ground, and the seed will go to the water. So
Good to see.
when the rain had gone.
Okay. Bill, I can't argue with you. I think there are definitely some seeds that do that. I can't think of any. I can only assume like water is a good one. Rivers, seas, coconuts float on seas. You have water lilies that will obviously float on water. They will release their seeds on water because they need to grow in water. So I'd say you're right. What I want you to do is I would like you personally, just Bill, to do some research about plants that use rain to disperse their seeds. And Kent, seeing as you brought it up, I would like you to do some research into, yes, too late now, too late. Sorry, I know you're there. Kent, I would like you to do some research into plants that disperse their seeds when they die. You will get to do some research into plants that use death to disperse their seeds. Ming Cho, tell me another one. What's another way plants disperse their seeds?
Wind.
Wind. Yep, wind's another good one. Monkey.
Water.
Water. Okay, fine. Emily. Okay, cool. Another way is fire. Fire is another good way for plants. Some plants to disperse their seeds. Some plants explode and they burst. Yes, Dino.
Plants make sparks so they can disperse the seeds.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, cool. Some plants use animals to eat their fruit. Some plants use animals to stick to their fur. Sometimes humans do it as well. So Lucy's just explained to me the fruit can also float to the ground and decompose, and the seed will grow into a new plant. Yes, perfect. Good job. Ken, Lucy did a lot of your work for you just there. So, okay, so different edible plant parts. So which plant of the part does each one come from? What about the cucumber? Where does a cucumber come from? Which part of the plant? John Snow, where does a cucumber come from?
Fruit.
Fruit, yeah, good stuff. Cabbage, where does a cabbage come from? Lily, which part of the plant? Where does a cabbage come from? Fruit, roots, seeds, leaves?
Leaves.
Yeah, cabbage is a leaf vegetable. And the last one is an onion. An onion. Where does an onion come from? B.
Seed.
Seed? Wait, no.
Roots.
Yeah, it's a root. So onions are root vegetables.
Monkey.
So here to think about the next question, please. Look at this one right here.
What's that?
So, in what ways are the two plants similar? State any two observable similarities. So what can you see that is the same about those two plants? Jasmine, what's the same about those two plants? Cool. Ming Cho, what's another thing that's the same about those two plants?
What?
No. Tell me something's the same about those two plants. That they live underwater. Monkey, tell me something, please.
They both have leaves.
They both have leaves. Where are the leaves?
Yeah.
P, look, tell me about the leaves. Where are the leaves? Where are they? Where are the two leaves? The leaves of those plants. Can someone please tell me where the leaves are?
The leaves are above the water.
Perfect. Thank you very much, MTA.
Because they are above the water to breathe.
To breathe. Okay. Why do plants need to breathe through their leaves? Ming Cho. Kent.
The leaves are above the water so they can take sunlight.
To get sunlight, right? Okay. What else do they need to get, Ming Cho? Hey.
They get carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Okay. So. Where? Leaf. So. CO2. Sunlight. They cannot get this under the water. So yes, they're both underwater. They both get nutrients from here. Okay. Nutrient, that's similar. They are both underwater, so they both get their nutrients from the soil under the water, but their leaves are above the water. What else is above the water? What else is above the water?
The flower.
The flower, yes, perfect. So the flower is also above the water. Let me get a new color. Let's go for pink. Above the water as well. Why are the flowers above the water?
Because
B, what do you think?
Pollinate the flower.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so the animals can pollinate. The reasons they're both the same because they both grow and they take nutrients from the soil and the water. The plants, the flowers are above the water, so animals can pollinate, and they also need CO2 sunlight, so they cannot get this underwater. So there's ways that they are similar. They are similar, and why they are similar as well. It's not just about saying what's the same; it's also the why. Remember, we spoke about this quite often. If I ask you a question, it's the same reason. If you ask me, it's like, "Hey, Ryan, do you like me?" And I went, "No, I don't like you." What's the first question you're going to ask? What are you going to say to me straight away? Who can tell me what they would say to me? If you asked me a question and said, "Ryan, do you like me?" And I said, "No," what would you ask, Hermione?
Why?
Why? Yeah, why? You're going to go why, right? First thing you're going to go is, "Hey, why? What did I do? Why don't you like me?" It's the same with science. In the way you answer a question, you say what the answer is and why the answer. Okay. Interesting thing. I'm going to give that to you as your homework. So let's do something else quickly. This picture shows how one kind of plant reproduces. What kind of plant is the part that helps this kind of plant reproduce? Who can give me an answer, please? What part of the plant? Sorry, 1 second. My computer's gone crazy. What part of the plant is the part that helps this kind of plant reproduce? Is it A, B, C, or D?
Flower.
The flower, yeah, okay. Jon Snow, stay there. What does the leaf do? Snow, tell me, please. What's the job of a leaf?
Make food.
Make food, yes, good job. Lily, if I asked you to talk to a stem and you said, "Hey stem, what's your job?" What's the stem gonna say?
Ngọc Trăng. Is to carry water from the roots to the leaves and food from the leaves to all of the other parts of the plant.
Yeah, cool. Mr. Stem has 2 jobs. And let's try one more. Elsa, I want you to talk to Mr. Roots. What is Mr. Roots' job?
Mr. Root's job is to take in the nutrients and hold the plant in place.
Yeah, good job. What is the job of Miss Ovule? Yes, to make an egg. Okay. Bill, what is Miss Seppel's job?
It makes food for the plant.
No, the Seppel. The Seppel's job is to protect. Okay, everyone, we're going to drop off. You know what your homework is. It is this question on this page. It's the bottom one. Write as many similarities as you can. I'll send you a Google form. Please fill it in.